So in the previous video, I mentioned we were going to start on the kind of setting up the firing. Well, we're going to do that, of course, but there's something that I want to discuss beforehand, and that is collision channels. So if we look at our current fire code, which is just a very simple line trace single by object type, all we do is we simply check if the hit actor is successfully casted to a zombie base, meaning we hit a zombie. Well, line trace single by object type, what that does is essentially it's going to stop on its first blocking hit. And same thing that's going to happen with line trace single by channel and stuff. If we want to have multiple hits, like, okay, let's say two zombies are lined up, one in front of the other. We shoot one in the head. Well, we line them up and we shoot one through the head. We want that line trace to continue and hit the zombie behind it in the head as well. Maybe with a little bit less damage, or let's say we have even, I don't know, some drywall or just thin plywood or something like that. We want our bullets or our line traces to be able to penetrate those and hit what's behind it. And the way that's done is all through channels. So if I click on this wall right here and I go click on the static mesh component, I can scroll down to collision and we have collision presets. Set the default. Let's set that to custom. And we'll be met with this screen here. And currently it's set to block all. So what we're going to end up doing for our fire is we're going to be using line trace multi by channel. And this is going to allow us to kind of have a channel, which we're probably going to end up creating a custom one, to dictate our actual hits. So if we look here, let's say I was using the visibility channel. Well, that's set to be blocking. So with line trace multi by channel, it returns an array of hits. So if we read here under remarks, what it does is it returns the overlapping hits and then the first blocking hit result is stored. So a blocking hit, if found, will be the last element of the array. So if I wanted to, let's see, let me duplicate this. Oops. Come on now, duplicate. What did I grab? What in the world? Why are you out there? Okay. Oh, just fine. Just copy and... Oh, I was doing the mesh. I need to do the wall instance. So I click it, I alt, and drag it out. So we have these two walls now. Just gonna casually raise that up. So let's say I shoot from standing right here. I shoot straight. I'm gonna hit this wall, and I also want the projectile to hit this wall, but I want this wall to stop the projectile. Well, the way the line trace is gonna work is if this has the, again, assuming we're using the visibility channel, if this is set to block it, the line trace is going to get stopped right here. This wall is going to be its blocking hit. But if I set it to overlap, then the line trace is going to go through this wall, but it's still going to be picked up as a hit actor. Then the line trace is going to continue and hit this wall, which has it set to block, and that is going to be used as the blocking hit. So it's going to be, the order of the array is going to be wall 5, wall 7, because wall 7 is the blocking hit, and this is wall 5 is the first hit actor. So in the next video, we're probably going to make a custom channel for this, but I just thought this was something that's very crucial to be explained. So save it on, oh yeah, I'm going to save it. So let's go ahead and begin setting that up, at least for our testing, so that way we can easily translate it into our weapons fire function. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drag this down. We have our line trace single function, or multi-function, and let's start rewriting it. So it's line trace multi by channel. Then it takes out a T array of hit results. We're going to turn this into a T array. And I'm going to change the name from hit result to hit results. and have it send it to there. I want to go ahead and comment out this zombie check because that's not going to be needed for now. Then we have the start and the end position, that's correct. And then we have the collision channel. So that's a visibility channel that I was talking about. So I'm going to do E collision channel. And if we scroll through, we should see, oh, here, ECC visibility, our visibility channel. Then the next parameter is F collision query params, which we actually already have, which is collision params. And then we have F collision response params. So F collision response params. I'm just going to reorganize it a tiny bit, like so. Right? So then we have just, again, for the collision query params, we're just adding the ignored actor, which is ourselves, so we don't actually hit ourselves. But we now have that line trace multi-by-channel set up. So this is only going to run if it's, in fact, does detect a blocking hit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a for loop and iterate through hit results. So we're going to do for f hit result. I'm not going to make a copy, so I'm just going to use the and symbol. Then let's call it result. We're going to do that inside of hit results. And from here, we're going to show a check. So if a actor hit actor equals result dot get actor, what we're going to do is simply print out the actor's name. So UE log temp warning text hit or actor name %s. Going to be a pointer to hit actor get name, like so. So let's go ahead and compile, and we will start working with the channel. I'll go ahead and close the engine because I got to restart it. Okay, let's launch it, and we will start tinkering with the collision channel. So what I was stating before starts to hopefully at least be better visualized. So we should be detecting the visibility channel. So I'm going to click on the static mesh component of this first wall, scroll down, collision preset is custom, visibility is set to block, and this name is wall 5. So let's go ahead and hit it. So I left click. As you can see, actor name at the bottom left in the log gets printed wall 5. And same thing if I shoot wall 7. But if I shoot through, I need to adjust the angle a bit. Let me just raise this up some. Go up by 10. So 10, 20, 30. So if I shoot through where it should be hitting both, it's stopping at wall 5. Ignore the red line, that's just the debug line, because wall 5 is a blocking hit. I set visibility to overlap, like so. Then I shoot through. Now you see I'm hitting wall 5, which is this wall right here, and wall 7, which is the blocking hit on the other side right there. So if I duplicate this wall again, for example, even though it kind of already should make sense right now. So we have wall 8. I'll shoot. I hit wall 5 and wall 8. It doesn't hit wall 7. But if I select wall 8 and change visibility to overlap, I'll be hitting wall 5, wall 8, and stopping at wall 7. Like so. Wall 5, wall 8, and wall 7 have been hit. So that's how we're going to do our, well, kind of how we have our overlapping. So we can shoot through things. I'm gonna go ahead and just delete wall 8. It's pretty pointless right now. So hopefully that kind of made sense for line trace, just line traces by channel, especially, well, for when you're trying to have overlapping hits, if that makes sense. So in the next video, we will create a custom channel, set it up to use that, and that's going to be kind of what gets toggled between for certain things because we're going to be using that collision channel. That's going to be dedicated to our line traces or our shooting. So things like a thin pallet of wood or a piece of plywood is going to be set to overlap, whereas a concrete wall will be set to block. So hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.